Well, each one of us.
So I'd like you to pick somebody from your group that hasn't said anything yet. Just point at them, and if you've been pointed at, stand up.
Pick Jim.
Point at somebody in your group that hasn't said much and have them stand up. Okay, good. All right. So let's start over here. So what were some of the top ones that you guys discussed?
We did straw man,
Straw man?
first therapies.
Herpes? Herpes. Okay. That I would always be confused and have to reschedule on this one. All right.
And also IDOT.
IDOT.
Yeah.
What is IDOT?
I don't know.
Indemnity data trust.
Oh, nice. I thought it was somebody that just ran around with a marker just putting it. There you go.
We all litigate, so any basic document you file in litigation, like what's a writ, what's service of process, what's an answer, what's calendar control, like things that happen, a precipice, like any kind of document that you file, like the title of the document is a word precipice.
Chocolate chip cookie.
It's
All right, cake.
So like you can't assume that people even understand what, like, and an answer is a thing that we talk about in litigation, but no one knows what an answer is in the context of litigation.
No, let's assume for a minute that you're riding the subway into town and you're getting off the Metro Center, but next to you sits somebody and you've got to explain this to them, this word. Which one what was the last one you just used? Was it?
A precipice.
Precipice. And what you've learned is that they're the person that actually cleans out the areas in the subway. So you've got to get it to somebody that can understand it. How would you explain this to them?
A precipice is a really fancy word for a notice. Any kind of
What's a notice?
Blank piece of paper.
A piece of paper that gives you information as to a date, time, hearing.
And the notice goes to or from to whom?
You provide notice if you want to set a hearing. I mean, it comes in every form. Like if you want to set a hearing, you want to file a document, you want to tell the court you've done something, any kind of notice.
You just write on a piece of paper and drop it off at court?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. All right, so I would actually have to say, so if I said something like precipice, and that person goes, huh?
Right. Well, and I do that a lot. But I'm like, we just need to file a precipice. And my client's like, a what? I'm like, no, I don't have to draft something else. It's a form.
Yeah, because they go, money!
Right. Exactly. Right.
No, I'm going to write a note to the court.
Yes.
Right.
Right.
Not a handwritten note.
It is in DC. In DC. It's a blank piece of paper with lines on it that you give to the court to tell them something.
It's like, so I might say it like this. In high school, did you ever pass a note to somebody? Yeah. That's a precipice.
It is.
So if I ever found myself, and I found myself using words from time to time, like, for me, like I'll use the word, my precipice is UFC. If to the unindoctrinated, the UFC doesn't mean anything. They think I'm talking about the Ultimate Fighting Championship.
Yes.
And so I'll have to jump into, when I see the weird face, I have to say, which means it's just how we set expectations with another person. So in your case, in precipice, if you find yourself trapped using it,
Right.
you might say it just means it's essentially us giving a note to the court explaining something.
Right.
And it's not a big long thing and it's not expensive.
Right. You get that a lot because people are like, oh, I got these documents. I'm like, well, have you been served with a complaint? People don't know what service is and they don't know what a complaint is. So you sound rude because you've used these words that you assume that they know that. I mean, assuming they even have a document in front of them that says complaint on it. That's
tell you.
They're like, no, but I know it's coming.
Right.
Right. So, no, you haven't got, so getting it down to plain speak is going to really bring their anxiety level down. And I know, guys, you guys spend a lot of time learning what you're doing. I have tons of respect for the fact that you've gone through law school, you've taken the bar exam. That's hard work. It's extra school years. For some of you, it's debt. Using those words can be seen as high credibility, but actually, the client is going to migrate to the person that can use plain speak as much as possible. So this is a perfect example. I'll jump to you in the back. I can't remember your name.
Lauren.
Lauren.
So we had pendente lite, we had without prejudice, and then we had
Al dente?
pendente lite.
Oh yeah, you got me on that. What is that?
So, well, in Maryland, we have what's called pendente lite hearings, which are like a temporary hearing to get you through. It's an order to get you through to the merits hearing. So it's like, I say, like a temporary Band-Aid until we get to the merits hearing where there's that
So it's a temporary meeting that we have before the big meeting,
hearing.
hearing, before the big hearing.
Yeah.
Okay,
And it's very scary to a lot of people, so.
yes.
um,
They're already scared, but now we're throwing words at them, they're even
Oh,
scared.
yeah.
They're like, I don't know what's happening, and apparently we're eating al dente pasta. And I'm probably paying for that
That
too.
would be the reward if they testify well, and they testify to how we prepared them.
Right.
You know, it doesn't always happen. So then we have without prejudice, and then we have shareholder derivative action, which you don't have to explain what that is. We're family law attorneys.
Right, so, but you guys get the point, we've got it now, you guys would easily know how to dummy it down. And I don't mean dummy in an insulting way, I mean simplify it in understandable terms, everyday, simple terms. You're the interpreter, so for each of these words, you've got to be able to break that down. So, no buzzwords there, let me hear a couple more, thank you very much.
She had one of ours, but any reference to code sections, 1031, 1085, 33 Act, 34 Act, I guess those ones, and then abbreviations, EBITDA, NOI,
Right before-
ROI.
Tacos and investments.
Exactly. So, yeah, so just abbreviations that people might not know.
Acronyms.
and-
Yes, any acronym, you got it. Okay, let me hear some more.
We had a retainer and engagement letter, basically how they're going to work with our firm. They don't know what retainer means a lot of our time.
Scary words, it means they're paying a lot of money, they don't know when it stops.
Right.
Right.
Um,
Undisclosed amount for as long as we like, is what they hear.
right. Redemption, SPA, which I don't know what that means.
It's isn't it like, place you usually go, you pay a lot of money, you get a back rub and
Stock purchase agreement.
Oh, the stock purchase agreement, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So you guys got it, you nailed it. What I would like you to do is just be cognizant that these are no-fly words unless your client uses them first. Explain it in simple terms. They're going to love you for it. You are taking the scary out of law for them. The smarter they feel when they talk to you, the more they're going to want to work with you. If you see them throw out the terms, the acronyms, by all means. But until then, don't. We all okay? So these are, what you've done is, the ones you've started, I hope, are now your no-fly words unless they use them first. Yes?
And by the way, I'm guessing it'll also be a big differentiator between Offit Kurman and Venable.
Yes.
You can do that.
Yeah. And again, when I was new, when I was new in the securities industry, I threw all these terms out because I wanted people to think I was smart. I didn't know any better. But, you know, in my mind, I was gaining credibility every time I threw a word out. And then I realized that no one was really getting back to me, and part of it was they didn't understand what I was throwing around. And neither did I, for that matter. I was just trying to sound smart. So, create your no-fly words. Just turn to your partner and say, here are the ones that are my no-fly words from now on. Go ahead and do that right now so you have some accountability and credibility.
Pretty much like the.
No acronyms.